Hey guys, tonight we're not just going to talk about the universe. We're going to walk directly into its listening chamber. Imagine this. The stars outside your window aren't just there for show. They're ancient witnesses. The air around you. It's not empty. It's alive. It's recording you. And you, yes, you, have been whispering into its ear your whole life, whether you knew it or not. But here's the uncomfortable truth. Most people are speaking to the universe like frightened children, begging, pleading, bargaining, sending out desperate little signals with phrases like, I hope, I need, please. You've done it. We all have. It's the human default. But you weren't born to beg. You were born to broadcast. And tonight, you're going to remember how. Before we dive in deep, I have a small ask. So before you get comfortable, take a moment to like the video and subscribe, but only if you genuinely enjoy what I do here. And if you're listening from a different part of the world, I'd love to know where you are. Drop your location and local time in the comments. One day, we'll map the whole planet with this wisdom. Now, take a breath. Sink a little deeper into your bed or your blanket or your quiet little corner of the world. We're going in. You were never meant to beg. Even the idea sounds absurd when you pause and look at it. You, this conscious miracle of self-awareness, kneeling before some cosmic force, mumbling like a lost orphan, hoping something good will fall from the sky? No, that's not who you are. That's not who you've ever been. But the world taught you otherwise, didn't it? From the moment you could speak, you were taught to ask for permission, for food, for kindness, for attention, for love. You were taught that those who receive are those who are lucky or obedient. But no one told you the secret. The universe does not operate on obedience. It operates on resonance, and resonance isn't earned by asking louder or behaving better. It's claimed by remembering who you are. Let me tell you a story. Imagine a child raised in a palace, but kidnapped and raised in a village. For years, that child scrapes by, thinks they're ordinary, lives in fear of being punished or ignored. But one night, just one night, they hear something familiar, a memory, a tone, a hum from the old world, and they remember. Wait, I'm not a peasant. I'm not forgotten. I'm royalty. I come from a line that speaks to the stars. Tonight, that's you. You're remembering the voice you once had. Because here's the thing, no one tells you. When you speak to the universe from lack, you tell it you're separate from power. When you speak from presence, you collapse the distance between what you desire and what already is. And that shift changes everything. So I need you to pay attention. Think of the last time you said something like, I hope I get the job. I really want this to work. I just need a sign. Now say it again in your head and listen closely to the feeling underneath it. It's doubt, isn't it? It's the vibration of not yet, not enough, not sure. And that is what the universe mirrors back. Not your words. Your signal. If your inner signal says, I don't believe this can happen, then it won't. Not because you're cursed, not because the universe is cruel, but because you are the one pressing the broadcast button, and you're transmitting insecurity. Here's what I want you to begin realizing tonight. You're not sending requests out into some heavenly suggestion box. You are a vibrational transmitter, and the universe is your feedback loop. You are not the audience. You are the speaker. You are not waiting for the world to move. You are the one who moves it. And this isn't metaphor. This is physics. This is vibration. This is reality at its rawest and most powerful. So what would it look like if you stopped begging and started broadcasting certainty? What if you didn't ask to be chosen, but chose yourself? So clearly that the world had to respond. This isn't arrogance. This is alignment. Tonight is the beginning of your return. You are no longer someone waiting for life to happen to them. You are the life that happens. You are no longer whispering hope. You are roaring truth. Now take a slow, steady breath. Feel your heartbeat. That rhythm. That's your original language. That's the sound of power remembering itself. And from this moment on, we speak no more as beggars. We speak as beings who remember. who claim, who vibrate with the memory of what we are. Gods don't ask. They declare. Let that sit with you tonight. Let it echo. Let it rearrange the furniture in your mind, because we've only just begun. Word count won the 95. The universe doesn't listen to words. It listens to frequency. This is the most important truth you'll hear all night, maybe all year. So let me whisper it to your subconscious, gently and permanently. You don't need better words. You need a better signal, and the signal is always on. Every second, your body, your thoughts, emotions, chemistry, even posture, is emitting a silent broadcast, not to a god in the clouds, not to a bearded judge with a checklist, but to the fabric of space-time itself, to the quantum field, to the intelligent mirror of existence. And that mirror, it doesn't speak English or French or Vietnamese. It speaks vibration. Let's break it down. Imagine walking into a room full of radio receivers. You walk in humming softly. If you hum at the exact frequency of one of those receivers, it will resonate. It will echo your hum. That one will light up while the others remain silent. That's how the universe works. You don't need to yell. You don't need to plead. You don't need to be poetic. You just need to match the signal of what you desire, and it begins to move toward you. Or more accurately, you and it begin moving toward each other. So what are you broadcasting right now? Let's pause here. Don't think. Feel. Scan your body. Notice the heaviness in your chest or the tension in your neck, that emotion you've been carrying quietly all day, that restlessness, that unspoken worry. It's broadcasting, and the universe, being perfectly responsive, is echoing that frequency. Not to punish you, but to show you exactly what you're putting out. Your outer world is your echo. If you're constantly met with delay, resistance, silence, it isn't that life hates you. It's just vibrating back what you're radiating out. So tonight, you start flipping the signal. But here's the trap most people fall into. They think they can manipulate the universe by saying nice things while feeling like garbage. They think reciting affirmations while hating themselves will work. They think repeating "I'm abundant" while vibrating "I'm scared" will trick the field. But the field doesn't hear the sentence. It hears the dominant frequency, and the dominant frequency is the truth under your breath. It's not the smile. It's the vibration behind the smile. It's not the prayer. It's the state you pray from. So how do we change that? First, we stop pretending. You don't need to pretend you're fine. You need to get still enough to feel what you're really putting out, and then shift it from the inside out. Think of your vibration like a thermostat. If it's set to lack, you will repel abundance, no matter how pretty your vision board is. If it's set to I am safe, I am whole, then reality begins to reflect that state. Tonight, I want you to sit in a new position. Not one of wishful thinking, but one of energetic certainty. Even if your bank account says 0, even if the iwi relationship just ended, even if the world feels like it's falling apart, you can choose to reset your frequency right now. Try it. Say nothing. Just breathe. Inhale through your nose. Hold. Exhale slowly. And now, in your mind, instead of thinking of what you want, think of what it feels like to already have it. Feel the peace that comes with the solution. Feel the softness of alignment. Feel the click of yes in your bones. That feeling? That's your new signal. That's what the universe responds to, and you can summon it at any time. Not once, not twice, but as a new default. No more sending out anxious energy and calling it desire. No more confusing desperation with clarity. You are no longer a question. You are the answer. Let's make this even clearer. When you say to the universe, I'm ready, please help me. I really want this. Your signal isn't the sentence. Your signal is, I don't have this. I'm not it yet. I don't trust. But when you instead become the frequency, when you walk as if it's already done, speak as if it's already yours, breathe as if it's already real, the field aligns. It has to. Because reality is a frequency game, and you're now becoming a master. So tonight, forget words. Let your energy speak. Let your stillness roar. Let your alignment command the field with the silence of kings. You were never here to impress the universe. You're here to remember that you are already part of it. Speak through your signal. The world is listening. Let's go deeper now. You've begun to remember that it's not about the words you say. It's about the signal you carry. That's the key, the core, the silent technology of spiritual mastery. But now we move into the part no one teaches. The universe doesn't give you what you want. It gives you what you're a match for. This, right here, is why so many people speak to the universe and hear nothing back. They think the process is like ordering from a cosmic menu. I want abundance. I want love. I want clarity. But the universe doesn't serve wants. It serves matches. It listens not to your request, but to your reality of being. Imagine walking into a room of tuning forks. If you strike one, only the forks tuned to the same frequency will vibrate in response. Others remain still. That's how manifestation works. Your life is a tuning fork. Your desires don't come because you beg harder. They arrive because you've become the version of yourself who already contains them. So here's the paradox. The more you want something, the more you reinforce that you don't have it. And the more you dwell on its absence, the louder that signal gets. Wanting is not wrong, but staying in the vibration of wanting is the problem. It's a subtle shift, but it changes everything. You don't ask for love. You embody the frequency of being lovable, open, grounded. You don't ask for money. You embody the state of inner wealth, generosity, value. You don't ask for peace. You radiate calmness, trust, stillness, long before it shows up. Because the field doesn't care about your vision board. It cares about what you've become. So let's test it right now. Think of something you've wanted for a long time. Now, pause, be still. Instead of picturing the thing, feel the you who has it. How do you walk? How do you speak? What's different about your posture, your decisions, your mornings? If you can hold that version of you for even a few minutes a day, no begging, no needing, just being, you start to shift timelines. You begin broadcasting a new identity, and reality has no choice but to reshape itself around it. It's not magic. It's mechanics. And now that you know the formula, you cannot unknow it. But this also means you are responsible now. No more blaming the universe for what you're not yet ready to receive. No more waiting for signs instead of stepping into signal. Because here's a universal law they don't write on mugs. The moment you match the frequency of a reality, it begins moving towards you. Invisibly, then undeniably. People say, but how do I know if I'm aligned? Easy. You feel peaceful before it arrives. You're not grasping. You're not checking the clock. You're not bargaining with the sky. You're simply being it. Alignment doesn't feel like fireworks. It feels like quiet confidence. Like a door you forgot was always open. And if you're not there yet, that's okay. This isn't about guilt. It's about awareness. So tonight we begin a small practice. It's simple, quiet, and utterly life-changing. Before you sleep, every night, close your eyes and feel the signal of your future self. Not the one clawing through desperation, but the one who already has what you're asking for. Let that feeling wash over you. Let your breath match it. Let your body memorize it. This is not pretend. This is practice. You are not visualizing something far away. You are collapsing the distance between you and it. And the more often you do this, not from force, but from resonance, the faster the outer world begins to echo the inner. Because again, you don't manifest what you wish for. You manifest what you are. So be the match, not the seeker, not the waiter, but the one who already knows. And when doubt creeps in, and it will, meet it with a smile. Not because doubt is wrong, but because doubt is just the echo of an old signal. You, my friend, are broadcasting a new one of remembrance, one of quiet command, one of divine certainty without needing proof. You're not here to ask for permission anymore. You're here to speak as someone who knows the universe was always listening and has just been waiting for you to remember your tone. So let's say it again, not with words, but with presence. I am already the match. I am not waiting. I am resonating, and the universe is responding. Let's now address one of the greatest illusions keeping people from real spiritual power. They think the universe is something out there, some grand entity in the sky, a force you have to summon, a divine figure you must impress. But that illusion is the very reason their words fall flat, their rituals feel empty, and their results never quite arrive. Here's the truth, and it might change the rest of your life. You are inside the universe, but the universe is also inside of you, not in a metaphorical sense. Literally, every atom in your body once belonged to a star. Your blood carries iron forged in cosmic explosions. Your nervous system hums with electrical fields that are indistinguishable from those that ripple across galaxies. You are not a guest in this universe. You are a limb of it, a nerve ending, a microphone. And when you speak, with your energy, your being, your state, the universe isn't eavesdropping. It's listening as you. That's why speaking to the universe is the wrong frame. You don't speak to it, you speak through it. You're not broadcasting upward, hoping for reception. You're resonating inward, knowing your signal is already plugged into the deepest intelligence of creation. So tonight, try something radical. Stop talking at life. Start vibrating as life. Instead of begging for alignment, become it. Instead of praying for a miracle, embody one. Instead of chasing divine guidance, realize it's moving through you every second. Because the second you stop separating yourself from the field, you become the field in motion. Stillness is your new strategy. Presence is your language. And your body, your literal posture, breath, and tone is the antenna. Let's experiment. Right now, wherever you are, pause, sit taller, just a little. Relax your jaw. Let your chest open slightly. Breathe in softly, like you're inhaling stardust. Now say nothing. Just be. Notice what happens. Even without a single word, the room begins to feel different. Your presence thickens, your awareness sharpens, and something invisible begins to lean in. This is you re-entering resonance. No candles, no mantras, no noise. Just the frequency of someone who finally stopped playing small, because the universe doesn't respond to volume. It responds to clarity, and clarity often speaks in whispers. This is why so many modern manifestation techniques feel hollow. They rely on repetition, but not resonance. They focus on phrases, but forget state. You can write, "I am abundant," 1,000 times. But if you're vibrating, "I'm terrified," the signal never leaves the room. You can post vision, boards, and moon rituals. But if you're rooted in self-doubt, you are only decorating your cage. Real power doesn't perform. Real power remembers. It remembers that the wave and the ocean are not separate, that you are not a beggar in a divine palace. You are the hallway, the doorway, and the key. So how do you speak like a god? Not with ego, not with arrogance, but with the still authority of someone who no longer seeks external proof. You speak from the belly, from the spine, from the part of you that knows you've done this before, not just in this life, but across lifetimes. You speak like the universe is your oldest friend, because it is, and more importantly, you speak like it's already done, because in some dimension, some layer of the infinite field, it is. Remember, time is a veil, not a rule. There are versions of you who are already living the life you're calling in. They're not far. They're just vibrating a little higher. And when you stop chasing, when you stop asking, when you simply match, you meet them in the middle. You collapse the distance. You start living as if you already belong. As if the wisdom is already inside you. As if reality is just a reflection of your conviction. And when that happens, the universe universe doesn't just listen. It aligns. It reconfigures. It sends ripples across unseen planes to bring you what matches your signal. Not to reward you, but to mirror you. Because that's all it's ever done. So tonight, let's shift from seeker to source. From speaker to field. From wanting to being. You're not here to knock on the door. You are the door. Open. Let's talk about language. Not the kind you speak, but the kind you transmit. Because in truth, the universe doesn't understand English, or Vietnamese, or Sanskrit. It understands vibration. The mistake most people make is thinking their words matter more than their state. But words are just wrappers. It's the frequency beneath them, the emotion, the clarity, the congruence that carries the message. You can say, I trust life, but if your energy says, I'm terrified, guess which signal gets heard? Not the one from your lips, but the one from your nervous system. This is why speaking to the universe isn't like casting spells. It's more like tuning an instrument. When your body is in dissonance, fear, confusion, shame, you're playing a melody the universe can't harmonize with. But when you enter coherence, that calm, focused, charged awareness, you become an instrument the cosmos loves to join. So how do you become coherent? First, understand this. Your thoughts are not isolated. They are electric. Your feelings are not soft. They are magnetic. Together, they form your field, a real measurable energetic signature that surrounds your body and interacts with all life. You are broadcasting constantly. The question is, are you conscious of the signal? Because if you're not, you are likely repeating the patterns you inherited, not the ones you choose. So here's a practice. It takes 30 seconds. It rewires your signal faster than years of affirmations. Ready? Coherence breath. Step 1. Sit quietly. Step 2. Place your hand over your heart. Step 3. Breathe in for 5 seconds, slowly. Step 4. Breathe out for 5 seconds, fully. Step 5. While breathing, remember a moment, any moment, when you felt genuine appreciation. Not just thought it. Felt it. Could be small. Sunlight on your face. A friend's voice. The warmth of clean sheets. Feel it. Let the feeling grow, even if only a little. As you do this, your brain waves soften, your heart's rhythm stabilizes, and your signal becomes clear. Now speak. Not loudly, not forcefully, but clearly. As if speaking from inside the field itself. You'll notice something strange. Even your voice changes. Because coherence isn't just a spiritual state. It's a physiological one. When you're in it, the universe leans in, not because you've begged, but because you've finally become a station it can respond to. This is the essence of energetic fluency. And here's where it gets even more real. You're not only speaking to the universe, you're speaking to people, situations, timelines, all the time. Every room you walk into hears you before you speak. Your field precedes you. That's why people just feel things about you. That's why certain doors open, or don't, without a word. It's all signal. So now the question becomes, what do you want your signal to say? Because you don't attract what you post. You attract what you broadcast when you think no one's watching. This is why speak like a god doesn't mean arrogance. It means being so aligned, so deeply you, that your presence becomes an invitation to safety, to vision, to reality bending. People start saying things like, I don't know why, but I feel better around you. I was thinking of you and suddenly something clicked. You said one sentence and everything changed. It's not the sentence. It's your state. So what do we do with this? We practice speaking less, vibrating more. We practice setting intentions not with our mouths, but with our frequency. And here's the game changer. Next time you walk into a room, or open your laptop, or lie in bed, wondering if anything's working, stop. Don't speak to the universe. Broadcast from it. Let your breath slow. Let your chest soften. Let your spine lengthen. And from that still, grounded place, just become the message. Not, I need this, but I am the kind of being who naturally receives this. You don't have to prove. You don't have to push. You just have to match. And matching doesn't mean effort. It means remembrance. Because you came here knowing this. It's just that the noise made you forget. But now you remember. You are the signal. You are the speaker and the channel. You are the calm, fierce, electric breath of the universe, reminding itself what it's capable of. So tonight, speak like you never left the stars, because in truth, you didn't. Let's go deeper now, into a truth few dare to look at head-on. Your reality is not what's happening. It's what you're permitting. Most people think they live in reality, but what they really live in is a filtered version of it. One, shaped by emotion, expectation, trauma, and belief. It's not what's real that defines your world. It's what you're tuned to. The universe has layers, infinite ones, and every one of them is playing, right now, like overlapping songs on a giant cosmic radio. Love is playing, abundance is playing, opportunity, clarity, wisdom, all of them are live. But here's the key. You don't hear the music until you tune to its station. You can beg for a song all day. But if your dial is stuck in static, nothing will come through. This is why life can feel like a loop. You think the universe isn't listening, but it's echoing back your own signal so perfectly. You think it's random. No, it's precision. So, tonight, let's break the trance. Let's stop asking, why isn't the universe giving me what I want? And start asking, why am I still tuned to the version of life where I don't have it? Let that sink in. Because here's a bold idea. What if manifestation isn't about getting? What if it's about leaving behind the version of you that doesn't match the thing? In other words, you don't manifest wealth by demanding it. You manifest wealth by becoming someone for whom wealth is natural. You don't manifest love by wishing. You manifest love by being someone who no longer tolerates anything less than sacred connection. You don't ask for the dream. You become the gravity that pulls it toward you. Because if you're not doing that, then your request is just an echo of your unworthiness, not an extension of your truth. So let's make this clear. The universe isn't Santa Claus. It's not here to check a list and decide if you're worthy. The universe is a mirror, flawless, brutal, perfect. It reflects not what you say, but what you believe is safe to allow. And that word, allow, is everything. Because to receive is not to beg. To receive is to open. And most people are blocked not by fate, but by their refusal to let in what they claim to want. Because what if it comes and you're not ready? What if it comes and you lose it? What if it comes and everyone sees the real you? These quiet fears run the show. They jam the signal. They bend your path. They convince you the universe is ignoring you. But it's not ignoring you. It's just waiting for you to stop being afraid of having what you asked for. So, how do we start? We practice something sacred. Permission. We give ourselves permission to receive, not someday. Not if we fix everything. Not if we prove ourselves. Now. Right now, in this breath, say it. Out loud, softly, like a whisper that your cells will hear. I allow what I once believed I had to earn. Say it again. Allow what I once believed I had to chase. One more time like you mean it. I allow what's already mine to find me. And feel the shift. You're not begging anymore. You're remembering. And from that place of remembrance, you become magnetic. Because when you stop resisting what wants to come to you, you stop delaying it. You stop distorting it. You stop receiving crumbs and start living in the feast you were born to share, not because you forced it, but because you finally matched it. This is the hidden language of gods. Not, I hope it happens. Not, I deserve it. But simply, I no longer resist what was always mine. This shift is quiet, but its effects are thunderous. Try it tonight. Before you sleep, place your hand on your heart. Don't pray like you're broken. Don't speak like you're waiting. Just feel. Let that warmth behind your ribs speak for you. No words, no drama, just permission. And let the universe rearrange itself accordingly, because when you stop vibrating like a beggar, you begin to rule. Quietly, naturally, effortlessly, just like gods do. Now that you've begun to understand the truth of allowance, we need to talk about a force that quietly sabotages almost everything. Attachment. Attachment is tricky. It wears the mask of desire. It sounds like motivation. It even pretends to be love, but underneath it is fear, and fear doesn't attract. It clings, contracts, suffocates. So here's the uncomfortable truth. The universe cannot give you what you're desperately trying to hold on to, because in that desperation, there's no room, no flow, no space for magic to move. Attachment is a full glass, and the universe doesn't pour into full glasses, it pours into the available. Let's be clear, desire is holy. You were born to want, to reach, to dream. But there's a difference between a desire that flows and a fixation that drains. Here's how you tell the difference. A desire feels like warmth in the chest, a curiosity, a leaning forward. An attachment feels like a knot in the gut, a grip, a quiet panic that says, if I don't get this, I am nothing. That's not manifestation. That's trauma reenactment. So tonight, we name it. We stop pretending our obsession is sacred. We call it what it is, a wound dressed up in gold, and then we release it. Because here's the paradox. What you let go of can finally return without distortion. So how do you let go? Let's be real. Letting go isn't forgetting. It's not suppressing. It's not pretending you don't care. Letting go means this. I want it. I welcome it. But I do not collapse if it takes another form. You see, the universe often delays your desire because it's still wrapped in the energy of need, and need is noisy. But preference? That's graceful. It's magnetic in its ease. When you speak to the universe like a god, you don't scream your needs, you whisper your clarity, and then walk like it's already so. So tonight, say it with me. I release the timeline. I release the form. I trust the intelligence that beats my heart to deliver what I've already chosen in the way that liberates me the most. That's not weakness. That's power. And this isn't just about receiving things. It's about becoming unshakable. Because guess what? If you only feel okay when things go your way, you're not in control. Your circumstances are. But when you detach, not from desire, but from demand, you reclaim the throne. You walk into rooms differently. You stop negotiating for your worth. You stop waiting for permission. You start vibrating from the already done. And when you do, reality bends, not because you forced it, but because you finally got out of your own way. This is what it means to speak to the universe like a god. You speak clearly, calmly, boldly. You release, not in defeat, but in devotion. You receive, not from scarcity, but from sovereignty. It's not a technique. It's a remembrance of your nature. One more thing. Stop checking. Stop refreshing. Stop watching the pot boil. Stop measuring your manifestations like stock prices. It doesn't speed them up. It slows you down. You weren't born to hover. You were born to declare, and then live as if you trust the process, as if you are worthy now, as if the unseen is already arranging itself because of who you are when nobody's watching. So tonight, take this moment, feel the thing you desire most, name it silently, then breathe in this. I let go of how it comes. I let go of when it comes, because I am already becoming the version of me that it comes to naturally. Now breathe out. Feel the exhale carry the grip away. You are not less powerful when you release. You are finally in alignment. And alignment is when the universe says, yes. There's something most people misunderstand about power. They think it's loud, visible, aggressive, but that's not true power. Real power is silent, not weak, silent, not hidden, anchored, not passive, inevitable. And when you speak, To the universe like a god, you don't shout across the stars. You whisper from the center of your being, and the whole cosmos leans in to listen. So let's talk about the language of stillness, because silence isn't the absence of communication. It's a higher form of it. When your inner world is still, your signal is clear. Your frequency doesn't get scrambled by fear. It's not diluted by noise. It becomes a precise transmission. This is who I am. This is what I allow. This is what I am no longer available for. You don't have to announce it. You don't have to repeat it 108 times. You simply become it, and the universe responds. Why? Because reality is frequency-based, not effort-based, and your frequency is determined not by how hard you try, but by how deeply you believe. So tonight, we practice stillness, not as an escape, but as a weapon. Stillness is how you detect the real signal beneath your panic. Stillness is how you separate the story from the truth. Stillness is how gods make decisions, not by reaction, but by resonance. So here's what you do. Sit with yourself. No asking, no planning, no scripting. Just listen. What do you already know? Beneath the noise, what have you always known, but been too afraid to trust? That's your divine compass, and until you obey it, you'll keep getting signs that feel confusing. Because the universe isn't here to follow your checklist. It's here to reflect your core alignment. So if you ask for abundance, but secretly believe wealth will corrupt you, guess what? You don't get the money. You get lessons. If you ask for love, but still fear intimacy, you don't get the soulmate. You get the mirror. This isn't cruelty. It's precision. The universe doesn't deliver your wish. It delivers your willingness. And willingness is clearest in silence. So tonight, let's ask a different question. Not how do I get what I want, but what version of me would naturally allow what I want, and what's still standing in the way? Usually, it's not the world. It's not karma. It's not timing. It's your identity. Your beliefs about what's safe. Your loyalties to old suffering. Your unconscious agreements with lack. But when you sit in stillness, you see those things. And when you see them, you can choose again. Because stillness isn't passive. It's strategic. It reveals the misalignment. Before it becomes suffering, it shows you where your words are strong, but your energy is shaky. And that's where the real work is. Because gods don't just speak with mouths, they speak with frequency. And frequency is clearest when the noise is gone. So tonight before bed, try this. Sit in the dark. No affirmations, no journals, no music, just you. And ask, not with your mouth, but with your presence. Show me what I'm afraid to let go of. Wait, let the answer rise. Then whisper, I see it, I honor it, and I no longer need it to feel safe. That is a spell, not the theatrical kind, the real kind. And that spell is only possible when the surface goes quiet. Because power doesn't roar, it hums. And when you learn to hum with the rhythm of the universe, everything starts to move for you, not because you demanded it, but because you finally matched it. There comes a moment in every seeker's journey when they stop asking the universe to prove itself and start proving themselves to the universe. You're there now. No more begging, no more bargaining, no more waiting for signs to feel worthy. You've had the signs. You are the sign. So in this part of the journey, we enter a higher state of communication, not one based on words, but on embodiment. Because here's the truth. The universe listens more to who you are than what you say. That's why you can chant affirmations for hours, but if your body still carries doubt, you'll only manifest more uncertainty. So let's talk about energetic congruence. Congruence means your inner world and outer posture are aligned. It means your mind, your emotions, your actions, and your frequency all say the same thing. When you're congruent, you don't just ask for a new reality. You become the address it knows where to deliver it. Let's break that down. Imagine saying to the universe, I want a life of peace, but you keep surrounding yourself with drama. Or, I want abundance, but you hoard money out of fear and mistrust. Or, I want love, but you never let anyone really see you. That's not congruence. That's contradiction. And contradiction is static. It scrambles your signal. It delays your destiny. But here's the upgrade. When your energy matches your intention, you become unstoppable. So how do we create this congruence? Not by being perfect, not by overcorrecting, but by doing one radical thing, living as if it's already real. You want peace? Then set boundaries like peace is your home and chaos needs an invitation to enter. You want wealth? Then treat every dollar like it's sacred, not out of fear, but out of gratitude. You want love? Then let yourself be vulnerable enough to receive it. This is where it gets uncomfortable, because we all say we're ready to receive, until receiving asks us to change, until receiving demands that we become someone who doesn't just desire more, but acts like they deserve more. And that's scary, but it's necessary. Because speaking to the universe like a god means no longer outsourcing your power to external validation. It means becoming a living answer to your own prayer. You are the message. You are the vessel. You are the vibration the universe has been waiting for. So tonight, ask yourself, if it were already done, if the money was here, if the love had arrived, if the health was restored, how would I carry myself? Would I still second-guess my worth? Would I still speak from survival? Would I still over-explain, over-apologize, over-effort? Or would I relax? Would I smile more often, not because I had proof, but because I finally remembered? That's the shift from waiting to walking, from hoping to knowing. So take a breath, right now, not later, and say, today I become the person who allows the life I asked for. Then move through your day, not to prove it, but to live it. That's congruence. That's embodiment. That's speaking without speaking. And when you do that, everything begins to organize itself around the new you. Not because you forced it, because you aligned with it. Let's drop a truth bomb tonight. You're not here to negotiate with energy. You're not meant to play nice with your own desires, asking if they're too much, wondering if you're asking for more than you deserve. You're not a cosmic employee filling out a request form. You are the source signal, and the moment you stop negotiating, the universe stops delaying. Negotiation energy sounds like this. I'll feel confident when the money comes. I'll open my heart when they prove they won't leave. I'll trust when life gives me a reason to. But here's the problem. The universe mirrors you. It doesn't move first. It's not your boss, it's your mirror. So if you're still negotiating, you're emitting uncertainty, and uncertainty attracts chaos, not clarity. So tonight, we end the negotiations. We drop the subtle spiritual begging. We stop explaining our worth, shrinking our dreams, apologizing for wanting more, asking permission to be powerful. You don't need to justify what your soul already knows. That voice inside you, the one that says, I was meant for more. It's not arrogance, it's memory. You're not asking for too much. You're just remembering what was always yours. And no, that's not woo-woo. That's physics. Because everything you desire exists in a frequency range, and your job isn't to beg it to come closer. Your job is to rise to meet it. So, how do we stop negotiating? We decide. We say, this is who I am now. This is what I allow. This is what I no longer entertain. And then we act accordingly. No more waiting for proof. No more explaining to others why we've changed. No more trying to make our dreams more reasonable. Reasonable never changed the world. Reasonable never bent reality. Reasonable never spoke to the universe like a god. But conviction did. Conviction is magnetic. Conviction is silent thunder. Conviction says, I already know who I am. I don't need your confirmation. And the universe hears that. Fast. Because energy doesn't respond to need. It responds to resonance. It's like tuning forks. When one vibrates with strength and clarity, the others begin to vibrate too, without touching. So be the tuning fork. Hold your tone. Don't waver. Even when the evidence isn't there yet. Especially when it isn't. Because here's the paradox. When you no longer need it to come, it arrives faster. Why? Because neediness is repellent. It says, I don't believe I have it. And the universe believes you. But certainty is a portal. It opens timelines. So here's your shift tonight. Instead of saying, I hope it happens, say, I'm ready to match it. Instead of, universe, please give me this, say, universe, I've decided. That's the tone gods use. They don't whisper wishes. They declare frequencies. So declare one now. In your body, in your energy, in the way you walk, speak, sleep, breathe. Tonight, before you drift off, say, I no longer negotiate with my power. I am the power. Let it echo in your chest. Let it sit in your belly. Because the moment you stop negotiating, everything you wanted starts negotiating with you. Let's get real. You've probably spent years sending out signals of lack without even realizing it. Every prayer that starts with, please let this work, is a vibration of fear. Every journal entry titled, How to Fix Myself, is a frequency of not enoughness. Every vision board made in desperation is a whisper to the universe. I don't trust that I already have this. So tonight, we shift everything. We stop praying from panic and start radiating from presence. This isn't about rejecting prayer. Prayer can be sacred, but most people don't pray. They plead. There's a difference. True prayer isn't a request. It's a reminder of your divine access. It says, I remember who I am. I remember what's possible, and I'm in communion with that. It's calm. It's certain. It's sovereign. And that's the tone that moves worlds. You don't need to scream at the sky. You just need to embody the state of what you want to experience. Let's take an example. Instead of saying, universe, please give me peace, you simply become peaceful now. You dim the lights. You breathe deeper. You stop trying to fix everything in one night. And in that moment, your body becomes a temple of permission. That's presence. It's the opposite of hustling to manifest. It's the opposite of doing 19 rituals while still doubting if you're worthy. Presence is not passive. It's magnetically alive. It's not about zoning out. It's about tuning in so deeply that your vibration speaks louder than your thoughts. Because here's the secret. The universe doesn't hear what you think. It hears what you mean, and your meaning is encoded in your presence. So tonight, drop the frantic energy. Turn off the mental noise, return to yourself and say, I'm not here to chase. I'm here to remember, and I choose to remember now. That one choice, to dwell in the now with wholeness, not hunger, changes your field instantly. People feel it. Opportunities feel it. Life feels it. Because the universe doesn't obey language. It obeys alignment. So how do we practice this? Start small. Sit still for 3 minutes and feel into your future self. Not by imagining the outcome, but by feeling the frequency of someone who has nothing to prove. What do they breathe like? How do they hold their posture? What do their mornings feel like? Be there. Now, let that presence bleed into reality. Let it rewrite the signal you're sending. And when your nervous system is no longer in survival mode, your field becomes crystalline. That's when the real stuff flows in. That's when you stop being a student and start being a channel. So tonight, no more desperate manifesting. No more saying, I'll be whole when you're already whole. You're already heard. And the moment you dwell in that presence, not force it, not fake it, but simply remember it, you'll realize the universe wasn't ignoring you. It was waiting for you to come home. There's a subtle but crucial line between wanting something and owning it. And tonight, we step over that line. Because desire is beautiful. It's holy. It's the spark of creation. But wanting without owning is a loop. It keeps you in a state of almost but not yet. It turns you into a cosmic window shopper, face pressed against the glass, watching others live what you ache for. That ends tonight. Because gods don't want. They declare ownership. They don't chase. They reside in the reality of, it is done. So how do you own what you don't yet have? You shift from seeking the thing to becoming the one who has it. Let's slow that down. You don't manifest from emptiness. You manifest from identity. If you say, "I want confidence," you reinforce the identity of someone without it. But if you move like someone who is confident, the universe mirrors that movement. This is embodiment. You dress differently. You speak slower. You don't over-explain. You carry the frequency of, "I already have the thing, so I don't need to shout for it." That's not delusion. That's quantum cause and effect, because reality is not solid. It's a field, and fields respond to signals. When you own your signal, you bend the field. So here's what ownership feels like. It feels calm, not urgent. It feels like joy in the moment, not tension in the wait. It feels like, this is who I am now. This is how I move now. This is what I expect, not as a demand, but as a byproduct of my alignment. The moment you own it, you stop looking sideways. You stop comparing. You stop asking, why them and not me? Because you no longer feel left out of the party. You are the party, and everything else begins to orbit around your gravity. That's what gods do. They hold court, not because they force others to bow, but because their frequency is so centered that the world rearranges around it. So here's a practice for tonight. Choose one desire you've been wanting, just one. Now speak it in the past tense, not as fantasy, but as memory. Say, "I remember the day I woke up and it was already mine. I remember the version of me who worried it wouldn't happen, but she faded the moment I decided I was done waiting." And then, move accordingly. Let your actions tomorrow reflect the calm confidence of ownership. If you were already the one, how would you walk into the room? If you were already chosen, how would you stop auditioning? If it was already yours, how would you treat your body, your time, your energy? That's the shift. And the moment you shift, reality shifts too. Not always instantly, but always eventually. Because when you own the energy, you create the outcome. So don't just visualize it. Validate it with your being. Becoming is ownership, and ownership is divine. Let's get to the root of why most manifestations stall. It's not the method. It's not the timing. It's not even the universe testing you. It's you, sending mixed signals. Tonight we fix that, because the universe is an echo chamber. It doesn't give you what you ask for. It gives you what every cell in your body agrees is true. So if you say, "I am abundant," but your gut twists in anxiety when you check your bank account, the field picks up the twist, not the words. If you affirm, "I am loved," but your shoulders tense at the thought of rejection, the field feels the tension, not the declaration. That's the static in your signal. Incongruence. An energy doesn't respond to what you say. It responds to what you are in totality. So, tonight is about integrating your system. Not just mentally believing, but emotionally, physically, and spiritually aligning. Think of yourself as an orchestra. Your thoughts are the strings, your emotions the brass, your body the percussion, your soul the quiet flute in the back. When one section is off, even by a little, the whole song is out of tune. And if your song is out of tune, the universe doesn't know what to echo back. But when you're congruent, when your nervous system, breath, posture, thoughts, and beliefs all say the same thing, the universe doesn't hesitate. It resonates. That's why this work is inner first, because you can say the right words and still repel the results. If your inner orchestra is playing chaos, let's bring it into your body right now. Lie back. Let your muscles soften. Notice where your body is clenching. Jaw, chest, gut. Let them go. Now ask yourself, what is one thing I keep saying, I believe but haven't fully let my body feel is true? It might be, I deserve good things. I am safe now. I don't need to earn love anymore. Whatever it is, bring it into your breath and imagine every inhale pulling that truth deeper into your cells, not as a chant, not as a wish, but as a physical remembering. This is called energetic coherence. It's when you become a single, clear, undistorted message, and the clearer your signal, the faster the world reflects it. But it starts with the smallest moves. Eating, like someone who respects themselves. Sleeping like someone who isn't at war inside. Speaking like someone who trusts their voice. You don't have to be perfect, but you do have to be honest. Because the universe will not reward your spiritual performance. It will respond to your inner truth. So tonight, we turn down the noise. We stop pretending to be high vibe when what we need is to rest, breathe, and let the pieces click into place. You're not broken. You're just scattered. And when you gather all parts of you into one unified song, the universe hears a choir, and it answers in kind. Now that you understand coherence, let's talk about the fast lane, not to forcing reality, but to inviting acceleration through identity. Because here's something few admit. Reality doesn't shift because you want it to. It shifts when your identity makes the current version impossible to maintain. Read that again. You don't get the life you wish for. You get the life that's compatible with who you've become. So if you're still orbiting the identity of I'm me, figuring it out, you'll keep meeting confusion. If your identity is I'm almost there, you'll live in almost. But when you step into I am this now, not because I forced it, but because I've outgrown the former version of me. Everything updates, your field updates, your choices change, your habits sharpen. And the universe follows the new program, because it's not about hustling. It's about upgrading your operating system, and the upgrade doesn't come from proof. It comes from decision. Most people wait for external evidence to feel worthy. But the universe is wired backwards. Decide first. Evidence second. You say, I'm no longer the person who tolerates confusion in love. I'm no longer available for financial chaos. I no longer shapeshift to be accepted. And then you act accordingly, not to impress anyone, but because the new version of you simply has new minimums. It's not arrogance, it's alignment. You're not better than others. You're just no longer willing to betray your future self to keep the old version comfortable. That's identity alchemy, and it's the most spiritual thing you can do, because it honors your soul's expansion and refuses to stay small for approval. So how do you shift identity? You stop negotiating with your old self. You stop asking, is it okay if I grow now? And instead say, this is who I am now. And the world will have to catch up or clear out. It might sound intense, but intensity is not aggression. It's clarity, and clarity collapses timelines, because once you're certain, you stop looping in doubt, and every ounce of your energy goes toward living, not longing. Here's the move. Choose one identity today that scares you a little, because it feels too bold, too powerful, too who do you think you are? Now wear it, speak from it, move from it, dress like it, decide like it. Let it embarrass the insecure parts of you, because that's how you know it's working. You're melting away what's false and letting what's true take the throne, not through logic, but through embodiment. And once that identity is rooted, you won't need to chase outcomes. They'll chase you. So here we are, one breath away from the edge of everything you came here to remember. Because yes, this has always been about remembering. You're not learning how to speak to the universe. You're remembering how you already do. Every thought you've ever had, every silent fear you've ever buried, every little fantasy you kept to yourself in the dark, all of it was a conversation. The question is, were you aware of the tone? Tonight you are. And that changes everything. Because the most powerful gods don't shout. They whisper reality into being. They don't beg the stars. They become the star field. And so do you. So let's tie it all together. You've learned that the universe is not a distant power, but an echo chamber of your frequency. That you don't need the perfect words, but a coherent signal. That time bends around identity, not effort. That owning your reality is not performance, it's permission. Permission to be unapologetically you, fully expressed, fully honest, fully divine. So what now? You walk like a god. No, not with arrogance, with intention. You speak less, but with more clarity. You move slower, but with more impact. You don't explain yourself to people who cannot hear you. Because your path is not a debate. It's a declaration. You live from the future version of you and make decisions as if that version already exists, because it does. Time is not linear. Your soul is not waiting. It's watching, waiting to see when you'll remember you were never small, never late, never broken, just playing a role, and now it's time to exit the costume. So tonight, don't affirm anything, just decide. Decide you're the one, not later. Not someday, now, because gods don't wait for permission. They breathe it into form.